quite a number of things in movies.
Just imagine.
Wow.
We need to add him again. We need to call him
you
back
need to
again
come
on this.
back. You need
But
to
of
come
course,
back for sure.
bro, I'm just thinking, looking at you speak and everything, like it's not like I don't know my laws around here. And okay, hiyo ni story ya siku ingine, because really I also wanted to be a lawyer.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you've broken the law a couple of times.
Not really.
You can practice from the other side as a criminal.
Yes. No, but still, I mean, I can practice from the other side, but of course, I really try to work with people, in the government, law, the judicial system. Of course, having friends like Devi and other friends. I have like a dozen friends who are lawyers, but family lawyers, property lawyers, intellectual properties, all this. Bro, is this passion that drives you on your day-to-day work, or it's the pay?
First of all, I'm also a creative.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I grew up, I used to do the choral verses in school. I used to act. I actually acted professionally until when I was on campus.
Yes.
Not on tape. Acting
Yes,
on.
yes.
I'm a live performance kind of artist.
Stage.
Zile
Stage
mzama National
performance.
Theatre nini?
Yes, National Theatre,
yeah.
Festival of Creative Arts,
Yes,
Alliance.
yes.
Those are my kind of things. And when I figured out I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
I went for an audition somewhere, and out of 40 people, I was picked. But I didn't have the matatu fare to go from the house to wherever I was supposed to go, and I arrived late. And it made me question a lot of things.
Yes.
But funny thing, I was given an opportunity by that person, and when I became the double cast, I got the script in my head within a day.
Whoa.
So I didn't need a script on stage while rehearsing. So I figured if an artist will have to go through all this hassle to make it,
What's the need?
there's a need. So
Yes.
when I did law, I actually, by coincidence, one of my landlords when I was on campus happens to be an artist. So he used to motivate me and tell me, you'll go through our contracts, do this and this and this.
Yeah.
And they would give me some money, some token of appreciation. I'll go through their contracts and stuff. And I have to thank them because they're the ones who enabled me to now develop all these contacts. I didn't know at some point.
Just tell them like, yo.
So I like to big up units.
Yeah, man.
Musyoka, Nonini,
Yes.
KHALIGRAPH Jones, Nikita Kering, Arrow Boy, Nai Boy. These are the people I've represented.
Oh, wow.
Nick Mutuma when it comes to movies.
Yes, yes.
Enosolik Productions.
Yes.
These are some of the people I've worked with, and they gave me an opportunity to be able to push the craft.
And
But
I mean-
at the end of the day, it's all about passion. I love the law very much.
Yeah.
And since I couldn't be the creative, I decided to protect them.
Yeah, which is
That's amazing.
It is.
You're like a superhero.
You are super, not
all heroes
the
wear
vigilante,
capes.
not the vigilante like protecting and unprotecting, but still, bro.
That's cool.
So how is it like? You've worked with P Unit, you've worked with Eric Musyoka.
Yes.
That basically is the decimeter. Speaking of
Decimeters.
Decimal Records.
Yes.
Musyoks.
Yes.
Able describe Musyoka kidogo, man.
Musyoka is a genius.
Musical genius.
He's a musical genius. He's a very good friend.
Yeah.
If you sit with him on the first day, you'll think he's not 100%.
Yes.
Because he chews his teeth.
Yes.
You can hear him.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
No way.
And actually, for you to know that he could actually do much with that chewing of his teeth,
Yeah.
he recorded it in a song. Angalia Sa, Mau Mau.
Angalia
You
Sa.
can hear him in the background.
Hey, look
that
at
is
Steve with the
Musyoka.
vocals.
man.
That's Musyoka's teeth. So you can actually see how creative he is.
Wow.
And also Musyoka is a Foley artist for movies.
Yes.
So whenever you hear these soundtracks, the sound effects in movies, whoever creates these sounds is called a Foley artist.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know
So
those.
Musyoka is very good with sounds also. He can listen to something and create something out of it.
And apart from him just doing all that, he's the biggest celebrated producers in this country.
Yes.
Not only in this country. That guy has also worked with the late Bob Collymore.
Yes.
On Safaricom. What was that? Safaricom
Live.
Safaricom
He
Live.
was a lead sound engineer.
Yes, he's one of the baddest sound engineers. We've talked about Musyoka in a couple of times, but I know you and Musyoks are very good friends. Musyoks is a very good friend of mine as well. He actually set up Compact Records when we were first starting. He came in checked out everything, wrote me
soundproof the
quotation,
place.
soundproof the place, said this is what you buy, Steve-O. So when all these other guys were coming in and telling me, yo, bro, you need to change this, I'm like, no, but Musyoka could not mislead me.
Yes.
But again, shout out to Musyoka, Eric Musyoka, bro. Alafu Musyoks. Weshikaga simu zangu wewe, sawa.
I actually set up Decimal Records for him, eh? I'm the one who incorporated the company.
Okay, bro. Give us some 2 cents about KHALIGRAPH, because this is a show that talks about the creative industry and big names coming on the table. We have to talk about them.
Exactly.
You know?
So, KHALIGRAPH is not as rough as people think when you see
Of
him
course.
on videos. He's actually very soft-spoken.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink.
He doesn't smoke.
He doesn't go
no
out.
way.
Yes.
No way.
Honest truth.
What?
He's only addicted to tattoos.
Tattoos and
Yes.
cars.
And cars.
music.
Yeah.
He's always recording. He's always
I would have never
writing.
guessed that.
Yes.
But
and
it's
he's
funny.
also
Yeah.
a very spiritual guy.
He is.
Yes.
He is. I've
He's
interacted
very
with him.
spiritual. Yeah.
On this day, we wanted him to do a collab with Prezo sometime back in 2019.
Yes.
And of course, we do talk like once in a while. You know, I would DM him, he would DM me and stuff like that. So I was surprised that all these mean-looking brothers out here, man, are the softest of
I
them.
know, it's true.
Speaking of Kevo K-Force, man 6'4", deep voice. But, you know,
Very meek. in
when
person.
there's trouble, he will take off like zoom. You're like, yo, where you at?
yeah.
You think that the bully in the house is Kevo, Kumbe Kevo. And Kevin and KHALIGRAPH have really come from far. Kevo, K-Force, Octopizo, KHALIGRAPH.
Yeah.
So I would really appreciate it, Devi, if we came down and gave our 2 cents to the upcoming generation of creatives.
Yes.
There is a lot that really needs to be done, and people will be given platforms.
Sure.
Have you ever tried to really, look at what is this that really happens? Somebody has a platform, he's got every little detail, but has no interest all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What is this that really happens? Is it the mental capabilities that act differently, or are we, able differently? In the name of creatives are crazy.
I would say for some, it's about the glory. And once the glory comes, the effort ceases. For some, it's passion. Like for some people, they're always writing, creating. The only thing they lack is the money for studio time, money for marketing and promotion.
Yeah.
For some, it's hard work and talent. And these are the people you see going all over the place and achieving the most they can. And these are the people who plan for everything, from marketing, from a publicist, from legal.
Yeah.
They have a budget for everything.
Yeah.
Because when things go wrong, you'll come to me. I won't lower my standards because you're a celebrity. So that I represent you at your own rate. I'll charge you the way I charge any other client.
Right.
And you shouldn't be offended because you also have what? You have a rate card. So that's one of the biggest problems I've seen. And for the artists who've managed to master the art of planning and segmentation and deciding that from this budget, we'll put this money aside for this, money aside for that.
Yeah.
And they've always gone an extra mile further than everyone. I'll give you an example. WAKADINALE are also one of my clients.
Yes.
And the effort these guys have put.
It's
the way you see
crazy.
them rough there, they come to my office, they sit and listen to insight on how
Yes.
they can do better.
Yes.
How they can make more, how they can mitigate their losses. And for me to see your side come after, he's been having a sesh.
Yes.
Just to listen to me and to be able to sit down and listen
Yes.
and ask questions and always call when they feel they're in a catch-22 situation. It shows you how much they want for themselves, because they had been in the industry for almost 14 years before they actually blew up. So this is consistency. So it's hard work and talent.
It comes from within, I suppose. You know, you can't wait for external factors to motivate you to do what you have to do. If you're an artist, you've got to take your art seriously. And so you mentioned that you did work or collaborate with Nikita Kering. What exactly did you do for her, if you don't mind disclosing it?
I do legal for Nikita Kering.
Okay.
So I'm the person in the background who's making sure that everything
is
goes
in
right.
order.
Okay.
All the contracts are okay.
Right.
I cross the T's, I dot the
Dot
I's.
the I's.
Yes, and let her be the star. Also, you need to have a lawyer who lets you be the star.
Okay.
Don't be ahead of your client. Let your client take the glory. You do your work.
You do your work.
So long as you get your satisfaction from what you're doing, that is what matters the most. And I've seen this problem with many lawyers and many managers. The manager wants to be the star.
The star,
instead of the artist.
exactly.
You know, the moment an artist retains your services, it's because you're lifting a baggage from them, so that they don't have to focus on people who haven't paid them, because you'll chase them. They don't have to think about the next gig because the manager is thinking about that.
Right.
So when you're given this role, you need to do it diligently without waiting to be pushed, so that this artist can sit down and create, because they're the people who bring in the money you're going to earn after this.
Yes.
And that's the most important thing. Always know your role.
And so I know you've kind of mentioned it, but like, what are some of the reasons why people should consider, or creatives should consider, intellectual property? Yeah, I mean, you have mentioned a few bits and pieces here and there.
I think once you have the power of information, because you can just sit down and Google and read. I think now education has been made so available to us that if you reach a Wi-Fi zone, you can actually read whatever you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So instead of wasting your bundles on OnlyFans and porn and things that don't really matter,
Right.
you can just go somewhere, sit and get to read what music publishing is. Because if you're only depending on going on stage, performing and getting out of stage, if you don't get a gig, you don't have income.
Yes.
All these artists who had other sources of income through the music they're doing are the ones who survived during COVID very well. So they'd get publishing checks from different areas of this world. Go and watch BN's CTA and you hear how he diversified his songwriting skills.
Right.
And any other deal, just get a random check for 50 G's here, 100K there, for songs you wrote while on tour for someone else. Because you'll always have to appear on this on paperwork on split sheet.
Right.
As a composer.
Speaking of BN, I mean, I just love the approach he's used in helping content creators monetize their work. I don't know if you guys have heard of Shahara. Shahara is a content creation platform just like YouTube, where Sati Soul, BN included, collaborated with John Allen Namu to create a platform where you could share your videos, whether you're singer, actor, whatever content it is that you want to produce, and you get like 100 shillings from that. They get a certain percentage, maybe 10%, the rest goes to you. Because with YouTube, I mean, like, you have to have like 1,000 subscribers, maybe even 5,000, 10,000 for you to get a threshold to get some sort of money coming in. And so it's just really impressive to see that our creatives or the people who have been successful are creating avenues for people to be able to make money without having to have achieved like all these thousands of subscribers. So it also just like, it's important for the artists who have succeeded to, you know, make it easier for other artists and just help them along their way. You know, if we want the Kenyan music industry or art and entertainment industry to grow, we really have to give back. And I think there's been a sort of a disconnect between like the successful or the elder generation of artists and the upcoming new age guys who are just like clueless about what's going on.
Yeah, if you take some time and Google the biggest songwriters in the world right now, there's some people you've never heard of, but they sit down and write music for the people who sing.
Exactly.
Babyface is one of the biggest songwriters.
Babyface, man.
And the people he's written songs for are even bigger superstars than him. So you can actually, you don't have to be in front of the mic. You can just create the music, and if you don't like publicity, just so long as you put you do your split sheets well, you do your contracts well, you get paid by the artist you write for, you have the music on the right platforms, and you have publishing, you can live anonymously as a composer. And
it's actually
so long as you're in the right places.
And it brings me to now. I have to pick this up with Prezzo, CMB Prezzo, and Otile Brown and Bahati, because we were doing these songs like Ndagukunda. We did it at Ihaji's studio.
Yes.
It was me, Prez, Otile, and of course, you know, backstage we're doing all these things. I mean, this is me now giving credits to myself. These are my big friends. They're my good friends.
I want to thank me.
I want to thank me for, you know, writing these songs with my brothers.
Yes.
Anyway, and this is Ndagukunda, and then Baby Boo, Baby Boo.
I remember.
You know, there's some ad-libs that we try to put in there, but I told Bahati, yo, bro, no, do this and do that. So I think I could also maybe like demanded with a demand letter from, you know, my IP friend here and tell him, yo, can you serve these guys? Tell them that, yo, Prez is on Goma, Joe. You know, that's how Prez laughs. When you corner him, he'll be like, hey, bro. But still,
unfortunately, I'm also doing some things with Bahati right now and Diana, so that will be conflict.
No, but of course, this is entertainment. You know, it's an entertainment podcast. I know. And shout out to these big names, because really, they've really flown our Kenyan flag internationally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, bro, you'll be flying out to South Africa.
Yes.
I would request
Yes.
if we're gonna make it, and again, this goes out to our director, Dr. JOfuasia. We could like a podcast on Zoom, you and your artist, if you can make it work. Like even if it'll be a 15-minute, because we are international, and if we do this from here, I mean, it's a small city, it's a small world.
Right.
If you're gonna this is a request that I'm putting out to you.
Okay.
I mean, we've moved a lot of mountains, and again, I have some respect for this man here, because really, I don't want to trouble him, because David is a busy man. I was in his office the other day, and I'm seeing all the books, and I'm like, man, you read all this, and then there's another one on the table, bigger like an elephant, bro.
Yes.
You have to read all books that I saw on your shelves.
Now, you don't read all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Or at once.
Yes.
When you go to law school, you're taught on where to find the law.
Yes.
What applies to your situation.
Yes.
Of course, I have clients, like my relatives, some of them are not even educated.
Yes.
They'll come to my office and tell me, my car had a problem and I need something from insurance.
Yes.
I'll have to do some bit of insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And recover whatever they want, because they don't see the point of hiring another lawyer, and they have a
you-
lawyer in the family, and then I'm
exactly.
telling them I'm not doing whatever they want me to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you go to law school, you're taught generally how to understand the law and where to source the law and to know when the current law is coming out. And also to know cases that are similar to the ones you're handling. And that is why we need to have all these books.
Yeah.
Because they apply to very different situations.
Sawa bro, kulikuwa na Bible kwa shelf.
We have a Bible. Actually, for me to have you on the stand to testify,
Yes,
we
you
need
have
to know
to.
if you have if you're Christian or Muslim.
Exactly.
So we have both.
Right.
Yes, and I read them.
Yeah, and the Quran as well.
Yeah, I've read the Quran actually paged from front to back.
Bro.
Wow.
Yes, I'm trying with the Bible.
Now you
the
say
Quran,
Okay.
is like a story.
It's like
They're
a
all
story.
Hadiths. They're called hadiths.
Hadith.
For
Yeah.
the Bible, you need to pray and get the spirit of discernment. Then be
Yes,
patient.
yes,
then,
yes.
True.
Wow.
I was
Very
like, I was like,
knowledgeable.
man, bro, you read all this, and just to let you guys know, for those guys who saw me on that political campaign, man, I had a strong man behind me, like not only from the looks, but even from the brains. I went to his office. He cleared me to be cleared by the EACC for me to run on that elective post that I was seeking. Well, I didn't get the ball, but I didn't miss the leg.
Now you try again. You don't quit.
Exactly.
Like, you have to try
but
again.
we won, though. We won
get it,
because politics is a game of interest. That's one thing I came to realize.
Yes.
And White note that actually David told me, bro, you come through. I will do the clearance. I mean, he's a commissioner for arts, so he had to stamp and sign. Then after that, I'm going back to the village to do my thing. The guy is calling me, telling me, bro, whatever you do, just see the situation. If you're capable of carrying it, go to the front. If not, just see who's the most popular or somebody that you can team up with. Numbers work magic. Numbers work magic, bro. So right now, you come to Nyamira, I'm hosting you for 0 because you're my brother. And this goes out. So
day through
one
our
thing
work.
I've learned about Devi is, I would call him for free advice. He doesn't charge for that. And I think it's more reasons his pockets are not running dry. You get?
Yeah, true.
Because really, David would be like, okay, bro, now what you do, just take care of this. He's written a couple of demand letters for me for free. And I'm not disclosing this because I want him to do free services, but it's because of the mutual respect.
Yes.
So as an artist, as a creative, mutual respect is key. That is what I think I would like to echo more. And also, just checking up on a friend.
Right.
When we started JOfuasia Media and then I started posting, stories on my Instagram and my status updates on WhatsApp, David reached out and is like, yo, bro, what's the deal? I'm like, yeah, man, we have this party here in Lavington. Yeah, this place is in Lavington. So I tell
An
David,
opportunity to visit the leafy suburbs.
and I told him, of course, bro. So I told David, no, bro, by there, it's a podcast. And it is entertainment. David would come to Compact Records, just chill, listen to what we are doing, advise us on how we are going. So, and in that mix of ideas and brains, Compact became what it is. And David, endelea na hiyo roho, bro.
Thank you
because
very much.
there are so many people out here who seek for services where these services are not given.
True.
And it's like a preacher going to preach in a club. You won't be listened to. You'll be thrown out by the bouncers.
True.
But you are an artist. and then again you've decided to protect the artists.
Yes.
And then here you are again educating artists.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if we were supposed to, let's say, talk to these creatives out here, the upcoming generation, people who look up to people like, let's say Akina Nameless.
Yes.
So there is this guy, the upcoming, not upcoming, but he's a superstar really, Triomio.
Yes. That's a star.
He's a star.
Yes.
Triomio, and for Triomio to actually popularize himself and become a celebrity that he is right now, definitely he must have had some guidance.
Yes.
So talking of an artist who's looking up at Triomio, I mean, what one piece of advice would you like to have him tie around their neck?
First, you see the way you go for a job interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then they tell you your gross pay will be this amount and your net pay will be this amount. If you're going to become a creative, make sure you also structure your payment like that.
Yeah.
You get the pay, you structure the taxes, then have budgets so that you can be able to know that this amount goes to marketing, this amount goes to legal, this amount goes to that. Why am I saying legal? I've had a situation where an artist decided to just get a contract from the internet and use it with the other party to just sign and come up with something for a license. But he didn't understand the legal terms in the agreement. And one of the terms said that he's handing over his rights in perpetuity.
Wow.
So he didn't know perpetuity means forever.
Wow.
So
Because of the hard English.
yes,
on the
and going to court trying to protect someone like this, you have to show the court actually this guy meant 2 years, because on the first page there's 2 years, on the second page there's 2 years, on the third page there's 2 years in numbers and in words. The last page perpetuity can be something he overlooked or something of the sort. It's difficult to prove these things, but the court will see the spirit of the contract and try and assist you. But at the end of the day is have someone go through your contracts.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's for a small fee. The same way you walk into a lawyer's office without knowing the lawyer's name and they stamp your document for commissioning, is the same way you should get a lawyer. You can send those 2 pages, 3 pages, which won't lock you in a contract for 10 years if you only intended to do it for 2 years.
Wow.
So if you have a budget for all this, just get a lawyer, discuss with them, and then you'll be letting them. Any contract I come across, I'll be sending to you. I won't sign any contract before you go through it. So when you have a budget for all these things, you will know what you earn is this amount. And once your mind is registered, it's this amount.
Yeah.
You won't be looking at this because this is what is carrying you up
Yes.
and your rate card going higher.
Yes.
Because now if you are used to seeing 1 million shillings and you think the whole of it belongs to you, it doesn't. There are other players you will need.
Right.
And that is why most of them end up spending their 1 million and starting from zero again.
Yes.
So if you plan early and get used to it, you'll always know. Yes, the check, the whatever payroll shows I earn 150, but what ends up in my pocket is 90. Once you're used to that,
Right.
you will grow.
And I mean, like, just budgeting as an artist like that, the money that you get is really, really important because it helps you create professionalism and even get investors. Because when you seek a potential investor and show them how you're managing yourself, then obviously you seem a lot more serious and they're willing to pump money into your project. So, guys, I hope you're listening to all this juice. And by the way, information, knowledge is power. Dave isn't just speaking like this because he woke up and discovered all this stuff.
Yes.
He's read, he's researched, he's studied, like all this didn't fall from the sky. So I suggest you do the same. If you've got internet, if you've got books, go to the library, whatever it is.
Absolutely.
Do whatever it takes to learn and grow more.
And never stop learning.
Yeah.
Never stop learning.
Yeah,
So
I also
bro,
learn from my seniors.
Yeah.
And I learn from everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's the spirit.
So bro, I asked you why you're not on Instagram. Because most of our followers, man, are on Instagram, and
Yeah, man.
I'm actually on Twitter.
yes,
I prefer Twitter because I told you I let my clients go first.
yes,
And that is, I'm a service. I give service to people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be on the same platform. I don't want to be there to be seen as someone who's just living life. I want to be somewhere I can push agendas for my clients. I'm not saying Instagram is bad, but to me it doesn't serve my purpose as an intellectual property lawyer. But it serves the purpose for my clients.
So your social media handles, is it only
Daudi Chwa on Twitter.
Only?
Yes.
Strictly Twitter, no
Twitter,
Facebook,
just
no
Twitter.
nothing.
Dowdy, what? Maybe you.
Dowdy Chua.
Dowdy
Okay,
Chua.
we're gonna
Yes, one
key
word.
it in for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
at Dowdy Chua.
And I mean, you seem like such a gentleman. You know, you're like, oh, I let my artist go first. I let my artist have the limelight. I let them be the star. I'm sure the ladies are wondering, does he have a girl?
Yes,
But
I
all
do
this
have, I do
politeness,
have.
she must be a very lucky girl then.
Yes, I do have.
You hold the door, let her go first.
Yes,
Wow.
I do have person.
Impressive.
Yeah, I'm actually married.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the second year.
Sorry, guys.
And actually, Musyoka was my best man.
Bro, yeah. I remember I was
Musyoka,
supposed to come to your wedding, but then again, I was, I don't know, I was in Shags or something. Yeah, because really, living in Nairobi and the village at the same time is tricky. But, ni msee mgani anaishi Ocha anaongea kama mimi jo.
One day.
Hakuna.
Okay. So that's the situation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so David's taken. Majama poleni jo. Sorry, man. Sorry.
Yes.
And actually, today has been my first show speaking in Swahili, really. We've been having serious clients in here and serious hosts who don't even understand Swahili. I've taught Jane some few words, I mean.
Goodness. Why you gonna embarrass me like this?
Now we're about to switch on to some mother tongue very soon, but still.
Oh, you guys from the same community?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're about to do some serious sheng.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here because Steve has been struggling. But we had a boss the other day, and the boss was speaking a lot of
Swahili.
He mixed it up, yeah.
And this is why I was even saying, like, for you to be yourself as a creative, you're not supposed to be limited, to one form of operation.
Yes.
Today you'll be hot, tomorrow you'll be cold, or is it hot?
Hot.
Yeah, she's also.
Today you'll be hot, tomorrow you'll be not.
So, bro, it is good to have you here, man. From me, I wanna sign out because really we can talk until people will be like, okay, now what are they talking about? Yeah. But of course, we have content and more content, and because we called you in and you came through, this is a big thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
And of course, you can follow me as Steven Ogechi. No. Oburu Ogechi Babu. On all social media platforms. I am on Twitter as well, but not as active. But now, because Devi ulituhepa IG, lazima nikufuatie Twitter.
Yes.
We've been exchanging a little bit on Twitter.
Yes.
I
follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, so tufuatieni Twitter, maze. From me, it's peace. And, thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah. Yeah,
and if you don't already know, you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all at Jane Opondo. That's JAYNEOPONDO. So happy to have you again on the show,
Thank you
Dave.
very much.
You're incredible. You're so knowledgeable, and we've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, at least as an artist, as a creative, as a designer, and I'm now thinking, I've got to get my logos copyrighted.
Yes.
I've got to get my
Trademarked.
designs
Yes.
trademarked and all of that patent and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
really excited.
Thank you very much for hosting me. Yeah. I'm honored, and I'll come back again when you invite me. This time we'll talk about movies.
Exactly. More movies.
Thank you.
Hata tunaweza act zingine.
Yes.
We
Thank you
got
very much.
actors in a place. And of course, to the crew behind the cameras as usual, thank you guys for making this work. And of course, like they always say, and this is a quote from CMB Prezo, one tree does not make a forest. So it is what it is.
Absolutely.
See you guys.
Thank you.